See you guys. Sunday feels like Monday, feels like Tuesday. All kind of run together. That's good. That's where we want to be. Get into the routine and continuing to build through the process of what we need to become. First day that we're able to put on shoulder pads, so a little more of a physical practice. Got to see some young guys in this environment for the first time. A couple of them probably the first time they've really been coached hard. We'll love them up and teach them and get them ready to go tomorrow. But overall, some really good things to start out. We've got, in areas, we've got some real depth and competition that's starting to take place, and that's exciting. And then other areas we're fairly thin. So you've got to manage that on making sure you're continuing to push your guys forward, but also get the guys the number of reps that they need in the competitive battles that we have going on. So, 3 days in a row they've gone to work. That's good. Now the challenge of making corrections this afternoon and getting ready to try to have our best day tomorrow. And so it's a fun group to work with. They've got a lot of energy and fairly direct in their vision on the direction we're moving. So it's enjoyable to be around. So. Also, we've got the urgency that game one's going to be here pretty quick. So tying all that together, I'm happy we're in camp, and look forward to getting in and getting on the video and making moves to make us better for tomorrow.
Any update on Rashad, who's in the boot today?
He had a slight ankle sprain. Anybody that's got an ankle or a foot, at this point, if they're not practicing, we just put them in a boot. Just to take off any weight-bearing stuff with them and anticipate him being limited with a red pullover tomorrow and then full action the following day after that.
Was that Kamari?
Yeah, he had a hip pointer. He had yesterday a one-on-one, went up for the ball, and the way he landed right on his hip. Pretty painful. Did some treatment on him yesterday and advised that he would take this day to continue to do that. I think we'll have him back out there tomorrow.
Coach Odom, you already talked Coach Odom.
What are some of those positions that you like where the competition is at?
Well, really, at the tight end spot, a couple of O-line spots, just develop in the right depth. Both running back position and really every receiver position, is making sure we're getting guys in the right spots where they understand what we're doing, within the scheme. But then also give them a chance if you got a chance to move up the depth chart. On that side of the ball, really every position, minus the quarterback spot, but maybe most importantly, the number 2 quarterback who's it going to be. And then defensively, so many moving scenarios inside and outside at defensive line, how we can move those guys around. Who can play on the edge, developing the young freshmen at the end in those spots to see if they got a chance to help us in some of our different sub-packages. At the linebacker spot, Kale and Therese and Brandon Lee all kind of position themselves to be the starters, but learn that in that position through the grind of the season, you better have a couple other guys ready to go play. So. And then on the back end, there's competition at every spot. So I think that's all really good and healthy stuff. And it's fun to watch guys do a great job competing in a healthy way. And so continue to work and judge and move the reps accordingly as we get into practice on the floor tomorrow.
Barry Odom was a guy that missed the spring game because he was coming off the ACL. Just what did he get cleared, and how's he looks coming off that?
He did most of the last half of spring practice, went through all the practices in the individual work, but didn't do any full scrimmages, any live situations. But he was full cleared January 1, June 1. So he went through all the summer with all the things that our team did.
Barry, is Noah a guy that can help you there with some depth?
Yeah, he's got to be. Yeah, and he's played in some games over the years and has some experience. But also, we need a little more out of him too. So, you always you've got to look at your depth. If whoever the quote-unquote starter is, if he's got an ankle sprain and he goes out, how much does that affect you? You get that next guy ready to play.
What do you see Christian Holmes' role being this year?
Well, I hope he's going to compete to be the starter. He's in a position last year before the injury that he would have played a whole lot, if not started for us. He's got his mental, some confidence back. It's good to see him today back out in pads because I thought he looked better today, without looking at the video yet. And just the things I saw, he was better today in that aspect than with the spring. So that's good, making the right moves.
Therese talked to us about having the whole defense watch film of the Missouri State game from last year. Have you kind of heard from any of the players what maybe they got out of that?
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I mean, there's a reason that they did it, and that wasn't the only game that we've really evaluated and looked hard at and questioned ourselves a little bit. So there's a hungry group of guys that want to learn from our mistakes.
Barry, how are things different this time around having a fully committed special teams coach in Andy Hill, and what impact it's going to have on the special teams?
Yeah, I trust Andy's going to do a great job. He's coached a long time. He's got a lot of experiences that's going to help us out, and it's going to be able to devote the time that we need to make that an advantage for us. And so I like what we've done for 3 days, and he's got a chance to really give us an advantage in that area.
They're good?
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.